You would always want to be on the side of having good credit.
Do you think it pays to have good credit? Well, James, I have one last topic, man, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode. And I really saved the best one for last because it's a little bit of I think it's strange, and it's something that actually happened to me very recently over the last 2 weeks. Being in the credit repair industry, there's a few great ways to get leads, right? You know, we can do marketing, we can do organic social media posts, we can tell our friends and family members and things of that nature. But the number one most productive way to get leads, trusted leads, is through affiliates, right? People that deal with credit trouble clients or consumers all day long. Well, I have someone who reaches out to some of the local realtors and mortgage loan officers here in the local area in Phoenix now. So pretty much she sends out emails that just partnering with some of the new or some of the realtors and loan officers in our new area here. Since we recently just moved from Louisiana to Phoenix, we're trying to partner and meet some of these Arizona professionals. But what I'm getting at, she reached out to a few of these loan officers who need new customers for their industry, which is strange because I feel like if I was in the mortgage industry and a trusted source contacted me and was like, hey, we're dealing with a lot of new local clients now, and we would like to partner with somebody where we can refer our leads to. And if you guys have any customers who have trouble with their credit, let us consult with them. Let's see if we can help them, and then we can return them to you. Whatever the case is, it's no money involved. It's just a straight, fair transaction, right? So, over the last, I want to say 3 weeks, we've had four specific people, both realtors and loan officers. And I don't know if this is just a Arizona thing, but man, back home in Louisiana, I mean, realtors and loan officers was like, please, I need your help. I need you. I need somebody that can help these customers, man. I need them bad. I need to get them back in 3 months, 4 months, whatever the case is. We just need one or two things off and we can move forward and close this deal. Well, we had about four professionals who responded to our emails that was sent out for Sturgis Credit Repair. And one loan officer said, please do not ever contact us again. Take us off your list. And I'm like, what? I mean, man, we're in the same, not same industry, but like we deal with the same clientele. You don't want help with somebody that you couldn't help, and maybe they can return to you in a few months to, close on a loan. That's strange. We've had a second loan officer that just responded, please stop. And it's not a spammy email. It's literally introducing what Sturgis Credit Repair is, who we are. We recently moved to the new Phoenix area and we're looking to meet some of the new professionals that's in the area. And man, some of these people are just rude. I know growing up in Louisiana, people always said the northern people were a little bit rude, like New York and New Jersey, and said that some people are rude up there. And I get that, but we also reached out to two realtors. And, same thing. One said, please don't ever contact me again. And then another one just said, please stop, or this will be considered as harassment or something like that, or get a life or something like that. And I'm like, look, initially, I felt very offended reading some of those because, even the lady that does those emails, she was, of course, women are emotional and things like that. She was like, wow, I didn't do anything for this. I literally politely wasn't trying to sell anything. I just introduced what Sturgis Credit Repair is, who we are, and we're looking to partner with people. So once we get some Arizona clients who are ready to purchase a home, our service would look more rewarding if we were able to help their credit and hand them over to a realtor or hand them over to a loan officer. It makes us look more professional. Vice versa. They may have a client who needs the help and we can, help that person and return them back. So it's kind of confusing. I'm like, there's no way someone got mad for us trying to help them. And of course, clearly our affiliate program offers a commission on that. So, they will even get paid twice, if you break it down. So I kind of think it comes down to the amount of scams that's out there in the internet, and maybe they just read credit repair and they just figured it was some type of scam, or they just hate the industry. But, don't you think it's a little strange, man, that you reach out to some of these people that depend on clients having good credit to almost hate working with, a professional in the credit repair industry that is trusted and in compliance with all the laws? Don't you think that's a little backwards, man?
Yeah, I think it's unusual. I will say, in some of those spaces that you mentioned, realtors and loan officers, there are some folks in those industries that only work with the most qualified buyers. It's possible
Mm,
that maybe those folks that you're referring to are part of an organization that really does a very thorough and diligent job of pre-qualifying their customers.
that is true.
There's a lot of realtors that, if you're a project, so to speak, they don't
Hmm.
want to be bothered. They don't want to
Yeah, hell yeah, I
refer
get
you to
that.
credit repair and all that. So maybe I would just chalk it up to that. I would probably chalk it up to they were just not on board with credit repair overall. Who knows? Maybe they had
Yeah.
a bad experience.
Hey,
Uh,
I don't blame them.
yeah, no, but I think that is a good resource, a good avenue to pursue, loan officers, realtors. I have a loan officer that I work with a little bit as well. It's been a good resource, and they were very open to it. They were very much on board.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's like anything else. You're probably not going to, get every single person's attention,
Oh
but
yeah, exactly.
yeah, it is unusual because one thing about realtors, and I don't mean to say this in a negative light about realtors, but a lot of realtors they're really not they don't understand kind of prospecting as much as maybe you and I do, or
Yep.
marketing as much as you and I do. A lot of them really it's a reactive transition, or excuse me,
Hmm.
transaction where someone calls them that they know, and yeah, I can help you
Hmm.
buy that house or whatever. So it's they may not appreciate the prospecting mechanism so much as maybe you and I would, but
Oh, for sure.
yeah, it's out there. Yeah, it's out
Yep.
there.
But then vice versa, I get still to this day just random realtors. I just had two message me today, one from Louisiana and one from Texas, I believe. But I get still to this day so many realtors or mortgage professionals that do appreciate the service, and they definitely look for those who are in the industry that is in compliance and
Yeah,
following everything, and they're not some knucklehead or some bad apple that's on TikTok,
right.
giving a speaking about all these gimmicks and things like that. They actually want to make sure they're referring their clients to somebody actually qualified. So, we still have some good ones. We even have realtors and loan officers who are enrolled in Sturgis Credit Repair. And still to this day, we get realtors who call me specifically and ask me credit related questions like, hey, if somebody have a collection on their credit, do they need to pay it, or, is it best? And I tell them about paying for deletion agreements. And if they pay it and they don't agree, it could potentially still be on their credit. So
Yeah,
I have a lot of realtors who actually aren't familiar with credit, who still talk to me or call me and, discuss certain things because they're not aware of credit. So,
right.
it's not all of them, but, I think it is kind of crazy how some are just like, yeah, screw you, or like, just tell you to just get out their inbox. But again, like you
Yeah,
said, you brought up a good point, and I didn't think about that. Is maybe some of these companies or professionals deal with a specific certain amount of clientele. And I mean, look at it. I am in the Phoenix, Arizona area now, and a little north of me is Scottsdale, which is a very high end area. And
right.
I think some of those emails probably did go to some of those higher end
They probably
realtors
got
who,
offended. They,
yeah,
they
yeah, for
probably thought,
sure. They're like,
what
man, I
kind
don't
of
mess with no
customers?
no
Yeah,
600, 500
yeah,
beacons.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, man. But yeah, James, that's all I had, man. This hour definitely went by quick. We talked about a ton of helpful things, man, and I'm sure for those who have watched some of these topics or listened to some of these topics, there's a good bit of people who have probably learned from this. I'm sure we both are going to take this episode and probably chop it up into clips so people can watch some of the more important sections of this episode versus an hour-long TV show here. So
Right.
we're both going to get this episode, man, and share it with our audience. And as always, if anyone have any questions, if you're listening or watching, you can always feel free to reach out to me at Stirgus Credit Repair or reach out to James here at bettercreditforyou.com. And that's all for this one.
Appreciate you.
Stirgus Credit Repair. Stirgus Credit Repair. If you want a new house, call us.